Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and the layout. It's been a couple of months since I posted an update. I started a new hobby in January, and the last 3 weeks my family has been hit with the dreaded showstopper we had for the past 2 years. So let's go in to some of the things that I was up to over the last 2 months. So for the month of January, I started a new hobby. Ever since the new Ford Bronco was announced and released, I had some flashbacks to me liking late 60s and early 70s Ford Broncos and Harvester International Scouts and Scouts 2s. I realized that I could never own a new modern Bronco for the price, and the actual classic Broncos and Scouts are over $100,000 to $150,000 Canadians now in good, fully restored conditions. I decided to get an RC crawler version of one. My boys have been heavily into RCs since last year, so I decided to join them in that hobby, and I got myself a new rock crawler based on the Harvester International Scout 2 1973 model year. So I'll show you that in this video. Now let's discuss what I've been doing on the layout. As for the layout for the latter part of January and all throughout February, I did the following on my brewery distillery industry. I put window frames and door frames and glass in the office section. I did heavy weathering and hand painted graffiti on the office and the central portion of the building, also heavily weathering the blue metal siding. I also permanently joined the back new cream edition that's still nice and clean and the central building together and made roof ledge attachment pieces, and I also made custom roofs for the building. The next following clips that are going to be in the video are going to be my new RC truck, and then how I joined the two buildings together and how I made my custom roofs. So let's get to those parts of the video. So here she is, my 1/10 scale Red Cat crawler RC. It's based on the 1973 International Harvester Scout 2 truck, two-door SUV. Comes purple and in lime metallic green. I just love the purple. It has fully light kit in it. I did already a couple of modifications to this vehicle from stock. I changed the through buckles for metal ones off Amazon. I made a custom metal servo horn crawler rock guard. I did all my own vinyl decals along the bottom. I did some cool racing stripes on it. I did all these as well. This decal here will do with the mountains. I white walled the tires by filling in the iRock Interco Super Swampers. I just basically filled that in with a paint marker. I'll show you a couple of pictures of it, me running it with a full light kit. But yeah, that's basically what I did on it. Just modified the body, the D-through rings, did the tires, and basically that's it. Future modifications probably to come. Here's some photos of me playing with it outside. So the Evergreen scale models products I used to join my two pieces of building together as follows. Items number 297, 1/4 inch angle. Item 168, it's basically 2 by 4.8 millimeter rectangular strips. and then item number 179, which is 2.5 by 6.3 millimeter, just rectangular strips, and this is basically what I've done. So I use the angles to reinforce the corner. I used the 2.5 by 6.3 mils as ledges and steps to hold the roof, and I also did an angle brace to sturdy up the two building joint here, and then I used the 2 by 4.8 millimeter rectangular strips for the small roof section on the Morris back building. And as you can see, nice clean joint. Looks like this modern addition to the back was done professionally and it was meant to be. So yeah, so that's how I reinforced that and prepared for the roof. Next comes how I've done the roof. So rather than chopping down and modifying the plastic roof sections that came with the kit and kit bash doors, I decided against using them because they tend to be a little bit flimsy because they're very, very thin. So what I decided to do is use something thicker but lighter that will hold its shape, and that comes down to regular 2x4 sheets of foam board that you can get at any dollar store, Walmart, any craft store. I cut this down to size, leaving the paper on one side. Then I get a good spray adhesive. I used Elmer's Craft Bond. You can use 3M33, any kind of spray adhesive. I sprayed down the foam board. Then I basically use cheap generic sandpaper. I used the 80 grit here. I bought this a pack of 10 for like $1.50 at the dollar store. So that gives you kind of a nice sandy granulated felt paper, almost kind of like an asphalt flat commercial roof texture. And then I stick it on the foam board, let that dry. Then comes the magic. You can either you can leave it sand. There is some sand buildings. You can color it adobe brown, any kind of color depending on what the roof material looks like in your region. In my region of Canada, most roofs that are asphalt tar type are black. So to get the perfect matte appearance that will kind of give you that sparkle from the stone and the sandpaper, I use Rust-Oleum high heat barbecue enamel. Reason why I use that, it's basically matte, non-sparkling, doesn't reflect light pretty well. Then I spray paint the sandpaper after it adhered to the foam board, and you get something like this. As you can see on my finished roof section for the middle build, you can still see the odd sparkle of the sand on the sandpaper, but for the most part it does not glare, does not give off, reflect the light of your layout. It looks like a nice tar roof, nice and textured. So that's how I do that in particular. So now that you know how I joined the buildings and did the roof sections, I want to focus on my handheld weathering of the building and the graffiti. All the graffiti has been done with acrylic paint markers and acrylic paint with fine micro brushing. Again, I still have to work on the interior of the warehouse, so you can see the door partially up, and in the interior of the main office and retail store. So you can see here, nice hand painted Stakenly graffiti, some old faded graffiti. So that's how that turned out. This is the modern edition, so it's still quite clean. It has been added within the last few months. What I still have to do here is the Walther's dry storage grain bins. I'm putting two right side beside each other on this platform here. And then as for the landscaping, so you can see brush, underbrush, grass, dirt, some burnt grass, another foliage surrounding it, being an industrial area, quite sparse and bare. I am going to be doing in the future grass growing in between the rails on the siding. I still have to finish this area here with landscaping. The train station is going to be in this area here, and I still have to continue my backdrop along the painted sky. And I also scenicked more of the propane / ethanol interchange facilities. As you can see here, I added the static grass tufts to kind of make it look like a grown area. Really bad concrete patched down little ramp here. So basically the trucks are going to stop mainly here for the truck to tanker car transfer, but I will have a little office building here and 1 or 2 ethanol or propane storage tanks in this field here, and I am probably going to fence it off on this side here, as it is typical for security reasons, or I might just fence off the propane tanks, ethanol tanks. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to for the last 2 months. So guys, as always, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.